Hey guys, Lego Wicken here, and we're doing. It's my first time on this channel. I'm pretty excited to do this. We got the Hasbro top 10. I didn't buy a lot of Marvel Legends or Black Series this year, but there has been some pretty good releases, and I have a majority of the ones I want. This isn't a comic or MCU or anything. It's just if it's made by Hasbro and it released this year, it's in this list. But I'm pretty excited to do this. I've watched almost everybody who's uploaded one that I've seen, and I've been wanting to do this since I started collecting about a year ago. And it's my first full year, you could say, collecting action figures as an adult, and it's been super fun. And I've already been loving seeing everybody's list, and I'll probably keep watching them as they come out. But this is mine. I'm gonna do one honorable mention, and we're gonna get in the top 10. Starting off with my first honorable mention right here, and my only actually. It's Kraven the Hunter. I literally just got him for Christmas from that Walmart sale. That was super cheap actually. And if you have this figure, I honestly thought this figure would never come in my hands because Walmart exclusive retro card Spider-Man figure. But it's on here. I'm very happy to have this. I'm very happy with his release. He looks really, really good. And I will probably be doing a full review in the coming months. I have a pretty big backlog of action figures from the holidays, and he's going to get in there at some point. But, I mean, to me, he looks amazing. He's definitely only an honorable mention because we had a lot of strong releases, and some of these pins, I don't like pins primarily, but a lot of times I can kind of look past. But when you pick him up and play with him compared to a lot of other modern Marvel Legends that we've gotten this year, including this list that we have, he feels super outdated. And another reason, for me, I don't care. I love the cartoonish looks. My favorites are the cell shaded, honestly. I love them. And I've been at Ross looking for the X-Men ones because I love that cell shaded. But this is not for everybody because of how cartoonish it looks. But I do like this figure. I love how he looks, and I'm very happy to have him. But a lot of strong releases this year from Hasbro. Therefore, he will be basically number 11. But now, time for the top 10. Okay, and I already had to lift the camera around and move it once here. For number 10, we have the Destroyer from the Thor 2-pack, and maybe that Thor should have been a nomination, but it's definitely dated, and that head articulation. I don't have a Thor figure that I love still to this day, so that's why he's not on here. But this Destroyer, I really enjoyed this thing. He's huge, obviously. I am still working on this review, I believe. I don't think I've uploaded it because I haven't got any photos done with it. But he's huge. He moves good. He looks good. Um, I thought it was going to be a just giant chunk of plastic when I got it. For the price, I don't know if it could say it's worth it. Which, this is locked behind a 2-pack, which is kind of doing some damage to its ranking. Because, potentially $60 here. I got lucky, got it for a Target sale for about 17, maybe 14, something super cheap. I got a bunch of the 2-packs and from this wave. So to me, he's worth it. Obviously, I have him at number 10. Really better stuff that I play with a little bit more and I'm still thinking about all the time. So that's why. But he's definitely held back by being in a 2-pack because this is basically $60 to get your hands on him, which does some damage, which I do have one other 2-pack figure, and it's not going to be number 9, I don't think, but we'll see. But that's why he's my number 10. Really good figure, and I've had a lot of fun with him so far, and I'm really just surprised by him, but it's time for number 9. Okay, and here, for number 8, we have Yelena Belova from the Puff Adder Wave, and in this pose, you can already kind of see one of my only actual real complaints is just that the legs are just fully spread out. Or not fully spread out, but a little bit more wider than you'd want. I believe it's due to this part, which this is so cool because you can put a weapon in there. I don't have any of her weapons on her right now. I bought her like right before I moved, so I didn't really spend much time as I would wanted to with her. I do have the pins, but it's not that bad. I mean, a little bit trouble standing. I think the biggest thing that she suffers from is as soon as she was announced, or yeah, she was announced around or like right after. I can't remember right after, right before, but right around the new Black Widow was announced with an ab crunch, and we're like, okay, this is literally all black. She could have the same exact base body and have that ab crunch too. And I think if they would have held off on her somehow and gave us that, then this would have been maybe my number one of the year because I would have been very excited. I love Yelena, and I love this head sculpt. It's super creepy and really cool. And she came with a lot of stuff, honestly. It was in probably the best wave that actually has fully released this year. Besides, it definitely competes with the mindless one, but I don't have any from that wave yet, actually. But this is my number 8 pick. It's really good figure. I think it's went under the radar. Really, really, really crazy that it did. But I think a lot of the Black Widow hype kind of derailed this one because it doesn't have that new body. I think the Black Widow hype has hurt a lot of the female releases this year, honestly, because people just don't care. And I won't argue. There's been a lot of figures that I'm like, I'm not gonna buy this because it needs a better body. So I'm not surprised, but yeah, this figure definitely took a little beating from that. But I do love this figure. Number 8 on my list, and let's get to number 7. All right, and at number 7, we have Rocket Raccoon. I'm completely zoomed in, so this probably won't look as good because he's so small with my setup. But I believe this head is actually from a prior release of Rocket. The regular one has his mouth shut, and it looks cool, but I like him a little angry. But this is the best Rocket action figure we've ever gotten from any company. And this was a really, really good wave, if I'm being honest. And I wish I would have gotten more from this wave. He's the only one I actually purchased. And I really wish I would have gotten some more while they were still showing up on the shelves. I never found them for clearance. I was going to go crazy on them. But this suit looks great. This Rocket moves so good. It's just amazing. This is a really, really good figjust a few. I don't have any complaints, honestly. Just a few better figures that have came out that I really like more. He's not as easy, or he doesn't fit as well with everything due to being a Rocket Raccoon. But I do love him. I wish we would have got some more from this wave. He came with a pretty cool accessory, and I honestly thought the Fig Arts one was gonna knock this out the park, but the Fig Arts one isn't even like fully articulated. So, oh, and there's Bear. So this is still, to this day, and probably maybe ever, will be the best Rocket Raccoon we get. I really hope that we could get, I know it won't look that much different, but if we can get a comic accurate, fully accurate Guardians wave with these suits, oh, I'd be so happy if Marvel Legends did that. That's maybe the only upgrade we could do here, but for a guy this small, I don't ever see us getting a better release, honestly. As sad as that may sound, I think this might be it. And I won't really complain because this is a really good figure and I would go get it if I was you. But now, it's time for number 6. Okay, and at number 6, we have Mania. And I know I said something about 2-packs earlier. She is also locked behind a 2-pack. And I did say something about the female bodies also earlier. But this figure, honestly, it blew me away. Articulation is not there, as well as a few other females in the world, especially another figure that really could have done with an ab crunch, would have done a lot for it. But, I mean, dude, looks alone, this is one of the best looking. If we're going off looks, like how much I'm like, holy crap, the design is so great. This is probably number 1 for Marvel Legends for me this year. Well, maybe number 2, actually, looking at my pile over there. But this figure is amazing looking. It moves pretty cool. It's really, really spiky. I do have this. No, I do not have this review up. I'm still taking photos for it. But, I mean, you got the all black, like, and it has a little bit of weird marbling spots on it, like right here. And I do have that pointed out in the video I'm working on. But this purple is super nice. She doesn't come with much. She's locked behind a 2-pack that does hurt it. And it's just, I know we could have so much more on a female body. Because, like this, I can't. This is the max we're going down. That's the biggest pain for this. And you might be wondering, like, okay, so how is there how's this above some of the prior releases, or not releases, but stuff on the list. It's just the aura, dude. She got swagger. She is so fire looking. The head, so fire. Arms, hands, spikes. Dude, the boots, I love the boots. I don't know who else has these, but these are so fire. This is an amazing looking figure, and I got that Space Venom. It doesn't compete with her. She is 100 times better than him to me. Even if she cannot move as good as him. This is just such a beautiful looking action figure. Movement, not there like that. It can move, but not too crazy. But just look how it looks, dude. But she looks so good. So that's why she's my number 6. Just off the aura alone, she looks fire. I mean, dude, come on. All black, symbiote, spider related. The head sculpt with the spiky hair. She's so fire. But I think it's time for number 5. Okay, I think I made some mistakes out loud on my rankings, but that is fine. This right here in my hand is going to be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the 6th action figure on my list here for the best ones of the year. This is my Extremis Iron Man from that Puff Adder wave, and really, really strong release. Very, very strong wave. I don't know specifically what was all happening with everybody at that point. I know I was in the middle of moving, so I did get that entire wave, and I didn't spend as much time with them as I should have. But I feel like no one really talks about that wave. I mean, I thought it was really, really strong, and I'm definitely going to enjoy when I go back and do some reviews on these guys, because this figure looks amazing. It moves. It's probably the best moving Iron Man, the best Iron Man we have from Marvel Legends to this day. I would love to hear someone else's thoughts on that. I know we have a bunch of Iron Mans, but this is my favorite one so far. I will say it does suffer because we don't have an ab crunch. And I think that would have done a lot, honestly. Like a lot. And the shoulder pauldrons kind of work funky. Like, just this one looks kind of funky, but I think I've had him in a pose for so long because he's been sitting on my shelf for months in the same pose, if not since I've gotten him, pretty much. He's been in the same pose, his arms raised like this, pretty much. So I think that kind of, yeah, put some heat on there. But this bad boy is really, really good. I feel like that period of Marvel Legends, a lot of people's heads just weren't into them because Marvel Legends was kind of in a rough patch. And I think this wave just kind of went under the rug. This figure is very underrated. Definitely could have some improvements, but if I'm on a stranded island with one Iron Man right now, that's a Marvel Legends. Probably at all, because I haven't owned any other Iron Mans yet. It's him. He's amazing. He moves good. He has some good effects. This wave is a little bit cheaper. It's not one of the ones that sold out. You can find it on sale at most places, honestly. And it's a good figure. If you read the comics, this is a good, very, very good comic. And a very good looking Iron Man. And this head is really, really good. And also, if you do buy this and you want some improvements, 6" Plus is also still working on their improvement kit, which gives him ab crunch, head sculpt, mask comes off, lights up, some crazy stuff he's doing over there. It's a little expensive. It makes this figure, if you get this retail, almost $100 toy after his kit. But man, it's very tempting. I might end up doing it, honestly, when it comes out, because this is kind of what I envision when I think of modern comic Iron Man is this. But really strong release. I think it's time for number 5. Speaking of Iron Mans, here's another Iron Man at number 5. I literally just got this for Christmas, and I'm not going to lie, it was on my list just because it's such a classic suit. First appearance Iron Man ever right here in Tail Suspension. I opened this. I was blown away, if I'm being honest. This figure, there's a few better releases. This is very, like, I got it as a gift, so I can't really judge the money value of it. so I didn't buy it. But I mean, he just moves really like looks alone is why I was gonna get him. I was like, this is basically gonna be like a slightly movable statue when I asked for him. Wasn't expecting much at all. He does come with some pretty cool effects too. I'm not gonna lie, that really cool effects. But this articulation, I mean, dude, he's in like a Y pose, single jointed, which I'm gonna be doing a review on him too. So I guess a little teaser, you know. But he just moves like crazy, dude. Like way better than I thought. Like he just looks good, dude. I really, really am happy with this. I didn't have any actual hopes, and I was blown away. A little bit of recency bias might be going on here, but I think he still would have ended up on this list regardless, because I looked at my shelves. I didn't buy too much, so I think no matter what, he'd be on this top 10, but maybe he wouldn't be at number 5. But he's amazing. I'm really, really enjoying him. He comes with good. He comes with like smoke and fire effects for his feet, and he just looks good and moves really good. Don't have too much to say. I haven't really played with him enough to get any complaints. I mean, sure, double joints would have been cool, but he also has the benefit of being this old, non-movable hunk of metal. So you're not expecting double joints or double jointed elbows or anything, because the suit, you're not gonna get them in some Spider-Man type pose. It'd be funny, would be cool to do, I guess, but no one's expecting that. So definitely benefits from, you benefit from not having expectations with him, I guess, if that makes sense. But I love him. He has aura on him, dude. Like, hey, he's on your shelf saying like this, someone's gonna be staring at him like, yo, who is that? So that's why he's my number 5. Looks like we're now going to the top 4. Okay, now number 4 here, we got the Tracksuit Mafia. Don't kill me, please, because I know this has been really miserable to get action figure. I still want to get like 3 more, maybe 4 more, or 3 more. I'll just have 4 of them. That Hawkeye run is probably it's definitely top 3 favorite run in comic history. With the Matt Fraction Hawkeye show is probably my favorite MCU show, and probably one of my favorite modern, or not more modern, but recent MCU projects. And this action figure is my favorite army builder of all time. I mean, we get 3 heads, a bunch of accessories. We get the Molotov. I mean, that's so amazing. We get this head, and we get 2 unmasked heads. I don't have them on me right now because I'm not doing a review. But I'm not going to lie. This review will probably be, I'm going to try to get this done in the next couple of weeks, I think, honestly. Going backwards with it. But I'm really, really happy with this guy. He looks good. I mean, this has to be reused from somewhere. I mean, there's pins. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but I mean, even this crunch is a little bit old school. But I don't really care. It's an army builder. Let's be real. Everyone's biggest complaint with this is one thing: we can't get them. If I'm not gonna lie to you, if I had like 4 of these right now, he might be fighting for like that number 1 type thing. If I could walk into my Targets and still buy him, I saw just him at a Target, and I saw 3 of him. Process of moving and buying a home, so I only got 1. It might be my biggest mistake with action figures this year, because I can't find them and no one else can. Target's canceling your pre-orders, but luckily Big Bad Toy Store and a few other stores are getting them, so whenever they actually get them, if they do, I'll be placing an order for some more. But this is probably the greatest army builder of all time. I'm super happy. I love this run. I wish we had more Hawkeye, Matt Fraction, and also just the show action figures out. I love this, dude. Really, really do. It's my number 4. Let's go to the final 3. All right, number 3, Ultimate Captain America. Oh my goodness, dude. This figure is actually like, I know a lot of people really like the 20th anniversary, and I can understand that. I don't see a point of having both figures, and I can understand liking that 20th anniversary. It's more classic, you know. It comes with a little bit more, but it's also a lot harder to get. But, dude, also, this is that Puff Adder Wave too. Like I said, that Puff Adder Wave is insanely good. Like, insanely good, dude. But this is my Captain America. This is what I imagine as somebody who grew up in the 2000s. This is my Captain America. This is what I saw in the books, what I saw in the photos. This thing is beautiful, completely pinless, great movement. The shield, I think he comes with 2 heads. He just looks amazing. He moves amazing. When I got this wave, he was the main one I actually played with. Like, out of all of them the most. He's so good, bro. I really, really, really enjoy this figure. And yeah, I'm going to start doing some further back reviews on stuff that I do have. Just because I want to make sure I show appreciation, because we do move a lot fast in action figures community. Because we get so much, and so much is announced that we look really far forward. And I think it's nice to look backward sometimes so you don't feel like, oh, I need all these new things. So I'm going to start doing that, and he's definitely on that list because this figure is, I'm not going to lie to you, dude. I have one Marvel Legend over him right now, and then I have another non-Marvel Hasbro figure, and he really, really fights. And if this other figure didn't come out, he would be probably number 1, obviously, because he's number 3, but this is an amazing figure. You can get this Captain America, and I think he'd be good for a comic Captain America for the next couple of years, because I saw the Mayfix. I'm not a big fan. I think it's too light. He's too pale, in my opinion. Obviously, they could do a little update and change it. I might be telling you that this Captain America is the second best whenever that's announced. But as of right now, I think you could spend I don't even know. He might be on sale still, but maybe at most $26 or whatever, and you'd be set with Captain America for the next couple of years, because this is amazing. Really love it. But let's get to number 2. And at number 2, we got Marvel Legends Green Goblin. I think it's officially like fully out everywhere. I think. I don't know. I saw it at Target a couple weeks ago and I picked it up. I know it might still be trickling into places, but very late contender in the game, and has to be Marvel Legends best figure of the year. We can really talk nostalgia, and we can also talk just how fire it is. I have one complaint on this figure, and that is literally it. There's no other complaint at all. Sure, we could argue about hands, but we got a glider with a stand, with a pumpkin bomb, masked head, which we don't get with the fig arts, and an unmasked head with glasses and a hood that you can play around with. A lot of options there. This figure, it's absolutely amazing. All this can come off this head. We got this head. I'm super, super excited. My only complaint is we do not have a boot swivel or anything over here. So when you do have him on here, he does look a little weird on the glider. Like, you can't really get like something crazy because these don't work like that. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta play around with it a good amount to get it look. That's the only complaint. Obviously, you really won't get a perfect action figure. Oh, I just discovered something here while I'm playing. I haven't really watched too many reviews on here on this guy. I do have my review posted, and it hit 1K recently. I think like yesterday, and it's my first 1K video. So shout out to everybody who watched that. Thank you. But looks like he has drop down hips, which I don't know if I'm delusional, but I thought that they were saying that that new Final Swing Tom Holland was. Oh, I guess they released in the same wave, technically. But this is my number 2 for the year. It's really, really good figure. And if that Doc Ock came out, he probably would be on that list. I just don't have him yet. I know he's trickling into places. But I don't have that Doc Ock yet, so he's not on here. Now it's for my number 1. And alright, here is my number 1, guys. Do not kill me, please, for the love of the Lord, dude. I know it's a Black Series. I know Black Series has been going through some rough times. I know it's a female body with pins in the knees. I know it has this giant clunk of plastic that really doesn't, it's a giant cape made out of plastic, and she doesn't come with much. And, all those, I know, I understand. It is what it is. And definitely biased. This is my list, so I can be biased. You might be disappointed, and I'll tell you right now that if there was no bias in this list at all to characters, obviously Green Goblin would have been number 1, and you would just take her off the list. She probably would have been 10 instead of over Kraven if there was no bias. But this is one of my favorite characters of all time, probably my second or third favorite character of all time. I don't have the first release Dr. Aphra, which I guess I don't think I've said yet. Dr. Aphra Black Series came in the comic boxes earlier this year. And it's probably one of my most played with, besides Cell Shaded Spider-Man for Marvel Legends this year. When I was moving, she went with me everywhere, and for good reason. She's absolutely amazing. She's my favorite character. I have a lot of sentimental value with her, and she actually moves pretty good. Like, honestly, it's just this cape, and I did just find a Rebel 10's custom cape that I'm gonna want to get soon and put on her, because this moves good. I'm not gonna ever say that Black Series has a bad articulation. The Black Series has really good articulation, because why does she have an ab crunch and a chest crunch or whatever, but these other figures in Marvel Legends don't? And why did Fortnite ones have it? I don't know. I don't know if the license is that much, but if anybody Hasbro is watching this or on the Black Series team, doubt it, but I love this figure, and please, please, please give us some more Dr. Aphra comic related figures. Please give us 3-0 in them again. Sauna, all them people, please. And yeah, this made my number one just off the fact that it's Dr. Aphra, one of my favorite characters ever, and this is my top 10. I'm gonna film a little outro. Catch you guys in my actual top 10 later. Okay, and here's the little overview of, looks like, yeah, everybody is showing up on the camera. So this is my overview of just my entire top 10 plus my one nomination for the year. Did not buy as many Hasbro figures as I did, I believe, when I first started collecting late last year. Definitely purchased a lot more, I feel like, when I first got into here. I'd say it's a pretty good year. I definitely would want to shout out, obviously, the Mindless One Wave, because that has a lot of figures I do want. The X-Men 97 wave did look really, really good. If I would have had that, not retro, but the Sky Cycle Hawkeye, he would 100% be on this list, because that was a figure I kept looking for at Target I never saw. I like to say I did forget the Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man. I forgot I got that. I think I just uploaded my review on that. He'd definitely probably fall on this list. I don't know if I would give him top 10, because it's Spider-Man. I mean, he'd probably just be nominated. It's Spider-Man. He bullied this list. So, that's a surprise, I guess. But really strong year. When it was strong, there's a lot of disappointment also I've seen from people, and a lot of things I did skip due to price, and, you know, the economy's crazy, so. But I can't blame it on Hasbro too hard. I know the dudes over there are trying their best to do what they can. But this is it for this video. If you guys liked it, I do have my actual top 10 throughout every line, everything. You may see one or two of these guys on there. I'm not even sure. They'll probably, maybe, I'm not sure yet. I haven't calculated that list yet. But I'll see you guys next time. If you like it, like, comment, subscribe.